Hey, we're back. It's Thursday night tonight. So we are Triple B Trio.
I like how you did that. Hey.
Yeah, so I've done that before, and then I just feel like Fat Albert, but I'm okay with it. Fat Albert was kind of cool. Cooler than I'll ever be. But anyway, this is the Triple B Experience Unscripted. We are the Triple B Trio. I am super producer Gary D. We got Cable down there and Mr. Triple B himself. And gentlemen,
Pickle Rick. Sorry, I just
Mr. Pickle Rick over here.
Pickle Rick.
We knew that was coming out just looking at his wardrobe for tonight.
Yeah,
he wore his Sunday's best, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And
I do.
But regardless, gentlemen, so this is technically our first episode of 2022. So happy New Year to everybody. If this is the first time you've ever joined us, welcome. If not, welcome back and thank you.
And God bless you.
Absolutely. Spread the word. But we're actually going to take this time to reflect on 2021 and some topics, and we're going to do our year-end extravaganza or year-end awards, if you will.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Cable's, he's been 6 to midnight for
a week.
Probably like over a month when we started started bickering about what categories to go under.
But this is my shits. Like I love award shows growing up. You remember that? We used to bet dollars, you and me and Mom and Pat, on the Academy Awards and shit. I'd make up the things and everything, and we'd actually bet like $1 and stuff. And now the award shows suck.
You didn't do the MTV Awards or stuff like that?
No, I thought I was. Okay. No, I thought I was more high class than I was. Yeah, and I watched the Academy Awards because I thought I was going to be in the film industry one day and famous actor, writer, screenwriter, this and that. Yeah, but now they all suck.
You could have. It just might have been a different industry, Could
have been a real good industry, man.
Yeah, I mean, you never know.
Those shows are in Vegas, baby. They're in Vegas.
Well, people already think we're like a porn show because of the name of the show.
No.
Yeah, so you're just, Yeah, well, anyway.
I see a lot of shows up there that got experience at the end.
It's not that. It's not that.
Well, at least it ain't Triple D. Aha!
You all right with that?
Well, we're off to a good start.
Yeah,
welcome to the year-end extravaganza, everybody. Again, Cable's been really excited about this. I have barely had any time to think about it, so my answers would be useless and stupid as always.
From the hip.
So all good.
I love how that's 3 different. I held up 4 fingers. 3 different. Like. I crammed for this. I was off last week, and I watched everything that I needed to finish. I crammed so much stuff into last week so that I could make what I considered a good pick.
I'm just trying to survive the day, and I'm trying to remember what the hell I even watched this past year.
There was a lot of things I had to go back on Wikipedia and make sure that they aired this year, and double checked on.
Right. So so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna kind of run through some topics. We're each gonna give our opinion on them. The categories are, let's just read them off and then we can kind of get into them. Favorite Disney Plus project, favorite TV show, favorite animated series, favorite movie, favorite wrestling moment, most hated of 2021. And then favorite sports moment. So those are our categories for this year. But first, before we get into that, guys, I just kind of want to reflect on what we did last year. And I can honestly say I'm very proud of what we accomplished. And I'm very proud of you two and what you guys accomplished with all the shows, all the YouTube stuff. The interviews were really cool. Just the Unscripted. We started Unscripted. And we didn't even start at the beginning of the year. Right. It was when did we even start this?
I believe April.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, April.
So it was around that time. And then Bubs and I did an episode or two, and then we brought Cable back on. And from there, it just rocket launched, right? It was just go. And, thinking back, it was a cool year. It was a really cool year. It was an honor to do this stuff with you guys. And I just have a question. Did you guys have a favorite interview that we did? Was there one interview that stood out? I mean, all of them were really cool in its own way. And I enjoyed talking to them all. And we didn't even get to all the ones that we were supposed to do. And hopefully we can get some of those.
We could try to do that. And it's very, very hard, ladies and gentlemen, to get these big time celebrities coming on the show and trying to book them. And I know when me and Cable had our first, the one with Larry Hankin, I was, and he didn't show up, and oh my God, that was
that was kind of in the blooper reel.
And God bless him for calling. And no offense, I still saved the call, and I always play it all the time. And he, but that's not my moment. I just wanted to say that though, because it was an honor to get a couple of those guys on here, which I never ever would have thought.
Yeah.
And we will still try to. I will try to work my magic. I don't know what kind of magic I got, what sorcerer, Doctor Strange shit I can do, but I'll try.
No, you need the Ned magic, not the Doctor.
Well, but I mean, it was we after April, and like you said, Mav, we kicked it off. I believe as of today, I looked on the YouTube channel, was over 102 videos.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
A short amount of time.
Yeah, and I appreciate everybody from listening and subscribing, and please do tell everybody, because that's the only way the three of us, are doing what we can do to bring stuff to the masses.
Yeah, I mean, we want to have fun with it. So within this next year, I think that's our goal. We want to have fun, keep doing what we're doing. If we get some guests, great. Kind of keep up that momentum. That'd be cool. But let's, my expectations is not to have too high of expectations. Let's just do what we do, have fun doing it, and I think
it's also a grassroots campaign and working hard every day of doing stuff. Like I do a lot of stuff to try to tell people and do stuff. So I'll keep doing my independent promoter type mentality of just trying to talk about it and get it to the people and make it interesting. And just look, if they give us a like and listen, they will be hooked, because I know the three of us do this stuff without a script. We do a lot of stuff, and we like a lot of stuff that a lot of people like. So,
well, if we had to give an award for, the megaphone award, if you will, because, Bubba definitely has the biggest mouth and spreads the word out there. He's the promoter of the crew. So you get the megaphone award for sure.
Thanks. I'll put it on my mantelpiece. Look at that. I got some awards back there. Yeah.
We appreciate you putting out there. I don't love social media.
Same here.
I just don't like, they ruin a lot of things for me, obviously, like spoilers and stuff. And I just don't have the time to sit there and read everybody's drama.
Well,
but Bubs, you put up with that, and you're in the trenches.
I do, but I don't like it, guys. I don't like it because I add in, no, seriously. I do. And I add a lot of people that are like Steeler fans to the experience page, like I'm trying to do, and I add them. But I get a lot of people lately that are trying to scam me, like, "Hey, did you see this? You can win this." And I'm like, "Man, get the fuck away from me!" Like, they calling me.
That's
like,
one for the swear jar.
Oh,
put it in.
Okay.
We're trying.
There's not some way to keep a tally on screen.
I'm tallying myself right now.
Okay, thanks. But
that's one.
I just I don't like that. I add people because they are Steeler fans, and I add them to my personal page to get them to the experience page. But don't try to message me and it's like, "Hey, look, what's your Cash App thing?" And give me a break, people. Like I delete you, and I'm like, I only add you because you're Steeler fans. I know Tammy's like, you add too much, and I know I do, but I'm trying I got to clean out my personal page. I know, and I got to get them to one part to the other.
Just do me a favor and don't put your personal bank account or routing number on the internet like Mr. AB, as if he didn't already screw up this week. He an idiot that tweeted his own. Anyway,
I swear to God, let me do that. Let me just pay off all our houses with that routing number. Now,
I think it's spent. He probably has less money than I do at this point.
Man, his ankle was hurting him, though.
Yeah, well, must have been that fake COVID shot that he got with the fake vaccine card that gave him, My goodness, that guy, man, he is the gift that keeps on giving, isn't he?
He had it all.
Anyway, back to the topic. Back to the topic. But Bubs, thanks for that. All your promoting, you do a lot.
Oh no, I want to thank you for the doing the tech stuff and doing all that stuff, and Cable doing all his trailer cuts and his action figure stuff. Those stuff has blossomed into something that I share on other sites. So It's good. The three of us is a tripod of awesomeness.
Yeah, I mean,
right
but
yeah, go ahead.
I want to echo what you both said. Bubba, it's like dragging me over hot coals to get me to, like, if I was in charge of trying to network and get people, our YouTube would have like 6 people. Like, you've done great there, and it's awesome how fast we grew. And Gary, Mav, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
But all the designs, all the graphics you've done for all of our shows, and setting everything up and getting the show looking the way it does, you guys kill it. So I love that you guys let me be a part of this, and there's not a week where I don't look forward to doing an episode with you guys. So
well, that's awesome. We appreciate it. But back to the question, do you have a favorite interview we did this past year, or a favorite moment on the show? Maybe it's not even an interview. Maybe it's just a moment again. So, anything that stands out that you want to just reflect on real quick before we get into our, year-end awards here.
Go ahead, Cable.
Well, for an interview, it might be Larry Hankin, and it was our first one. So that's special in its own right. But, we really didn't I think we hit the ground running with the interviews. I don't think we had a bad one, but this was the first one, and it was a big name right off the bat, and to talk and interview somebody that I've seen on screen so many times growing up, that's just crazy,
He's one of those people that, if you don't know his name, you know his face for sure. I mean, a lot of people know his name. He was a big name, but if you don't know that name, you know that face. And you know where you saw that face. So.
Yeah, that one was good. And then I really enjoyed the Bruce Valanche. He was just fun, and hearing all of his stories from inside of Hollywood, that was cool. So they're up there. There's not one of them I don't like or didn't enjoy. Mm-hmm. Getting to talk to Flick, it's just crazy. But
it is.
I'm gonna say probably either Bruce or Larry. And then moments for the show, besides just being a part of it, I really enjoy our spoiler talks. When we all get to see the movie, especially like the Spider-Man one, then we come on here and we just mouth vomit an hour's worth of information. I really enjoy this. So probably, a non-interview, I really enjoyed the Spider-Man No Way Home spoiler episode.
Nice. What about you, Bubs?
Well, me?
Yeah.
It was something that I never would ever thought of having to interview any of those guys, from, Hankin to Bruce Valanche to Scotty Schwartz, even Stevie Ray, and that was great. And I pride myself on knowing their names. And I just actually listened to the Spotify interview with Michael Lloyd when I fucked that name up. And that it sent me into
you're not perfect.
stratosphere. No, I'm not. But I just like to do whatever, and that was a good interview. But it was stuff that I never even would have thought. I never would have thought in my wildest dreams that we would be interviewing any type of those individuals. Yeah. But one of the greatest things that I truly love to do was the mega cast, and having Randy Fuller on the show, and that was phenomenal. Now my power went out and I went into all mode. It
might have been my favorite moment, actually.
Yeah. So, because I worked so hard and stuff like that, but it was all. Yeah. I mean, we interviewed. It wasn't about putting us over. It was about letting those guys do their interviews and tell their stories. So
yeah, and learning from them and about them in a lot of ways was awesome. I really like the mega cast too. I love Jim Tiger. He's a great dude.
Oh yeah.
He's a great dude. You can just tell. And having Randy on was awesome. And he was so cool. So cool. I think we have, we plan to do another one of those here soon. So be on the lookout for that.
Yep.
But both of those gentlemen are a pleasure. When we were going down through the list of people that we could get, Scott Schwartz is obviously on that top of that list for me. I thought that was a great interview. I liked talking to Mike. because I thought, he brought a different dynamic that the other ones didn't. He's more of an up and coming star,
Right.
not necessarily a star of the past. But I thought that was cool. And then Artie was an interesting one.
That was fun.
That gave me a perspective. And honestly, I was a little hesitant going into that, but I'm not sure what the hell. Let's do it, right? But man, that was a crazy episode. If you didn't see that one, go back. That one kind of hit home for me. But I think my favorite was Larry. As far as an interview wise, the favorite moment is definitely the mega cast. And in particular, when Boba lost his power, I was dying. Not to bank on your misery or anything, Bob.
No, that's okay. That strives me to.
It all worked out in the end, anyway.
Yeah, you guys held the fort. You held it together. You guys
tried,
rocking and rolling.
But in the back of my head, I'm sitting there thinking, "What in the heck?" I knew what happened because you've done it to us many a time. So I knew. But anyway, Larry was a good time. I think the interviews, like, we were expecting to get on and maybe get a half hour out of these guys if we were lucky. Yeah. Maybe. And some of these interviews went 2 hours, over 2 hours, almost 3 hours. And
it wasn't me. It wasn't me talking. It wasn't me and Gable. It was those guys.
Yeah, it was one of those things where, we were told that, hey, they'll go as long as they feel appropriate. And they went a long time. So we greatly appreciate that. And it's been a lot of fun. So I just wanted to reflect on what we've done and celebrate what we have accomplished, not just movies and stuff like that. But I just wanted to throw that out there. But it's been a pleasure, guys. It's been a lot of fun this past year.
Potpourri, it's a melting pot of entertainment. And
Craig, thank you.
Yeah,
Craig, thank you for supporting us, Craig. And he's got a lot of questions. And we hope we can get into some stuff. About some other stuff, maybe after we do our best of our best here.
So, but yeah. Cheers to, here's my water. Cheers to 2022. Can't wait to see where it goes and what we can do. And I think our new saying for this podcast, whether you want to adopt it or not, I don't care. But we've got shit to say. So let's get into it.
You say that, and I'll say we got fucking shit to say. So there we go. There's the dime.
That's us. All right, we got shit to say. So let's get on with it. Gentlemen, where do we want to start here? Do we want to start with? Cable, you pick. You've been so excited. You already picked which one's going last, but you also pick which one's going first.
Okay, well, let's go animated series. Let's hit that one first.
Okay. Where did I land on this one for the 5 minutes I thought about it? Bubba, you go first.
Insert Jeopardy music here.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, to me, there was only two because the Bad Batch was really, really good. But for pure entertainment and for having, say, a shitty day at work and just the mindless, senseless humor that I've turned into, it is Rick and Morty. I'm taking Rick and Morty because I got the shirt, and I'm telling it's that fifth wall breakdown, and it's so fucking fun.
Well, give it to us. Come on.
It's Rick and Morty.
Let's hear it. There we go. That's what I want to do. Okay, well, I'm going to go next because I know you're going to say something more intelligent and better.
I held up the wrong amount of fingers 10 minutes ago. So
I thought about all this 5 minutes before we got on. So for me, it came down to two, and that was Bad Batch and What If. I thought two great series. And I have a really hard time sticking with cartoons. If it's not the animated series of X-Men or Spider-Man from when you and I were kids, Cable, I never really, even as a kid, I never loved them. Batman was good too. But I'm going to say Bad Batch just because for my love of Star Wars. I thought What If was pretty damn good though. Definitely an honorable mention, but I'm going to go with Bad Batch. So.
Can't go wrong with that.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't actually watch Bad Batch yet, so I couldn't put that one in the running.
Could fit that in.
No, and I crammed so much stuff at the end of the year too, man, just to be able to give some honorable mentions. So my honorable mentions, I'm gonna go Invincible. Invincible was very good. What If was really good. as much as I love it, Rick and Morty didn't make it past honorable mentions.
Oh, that's
and
okay.
The last one is Inside Job. And if you like Rick and Morty, I think you'll like Inside Job. It's a Netflix original. It's really good. But my winner is Arcane. I mentioned it before on the show. It's just an amazing piece of work. It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original. It's based off of a video game, but you don't have to know anything from a video game to watch the show. And the art style, like the animation, is just mind-blowing. You know, it's up there with Into the Spider-Verse and everything. And really good story, really good voice acting. So yeah, that's my favorite animated series of the year. It's Arcane.
Nice. Okay, cool. I have not seen it, so I can't give an opinion on it.
I've heard about it. The one that lives over here, she's a big fan of it, and I bought her a Jinx figure for Christmas.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so
yeah,
she knows all that stuff.
Okay.
Highly recommend it whenever somebody gets time, whether either one of you guys. It's
okay.
I'll probably have to text you and ask you the name of it because I won't remember.
Yeah.
But no, that's awesome. Okay.
Oh,
awesome.
that I mean, your honorable mentions, 3 out of 4 were good. I mean, I just wanted to do humor because that makes me laugh. But I mean, I like Bad Batch and I like What If.
Whatever you like.
I seen every single one except for the arcade one.
Okay.
And the Inside, I haven't seen those 2. I haven't seen.
Yeah, that one's good.
Okay, Cable, lead us into the next one.
Okay. All right, let's mix it up here. We'll go into the world of wrestling. Let's do our favorite wrestling moment of 2021.
Okay, who wants to go first?
You know what? I'll go first.
Okay.
For me, going to 2 AEW shows in a week was good. Seeing live Christian Cage beat Kenny Omega for the Impact title for me,
which is good match.
Yeah, it was very good, and seeing that live was good. And I would I say that would be, because I know you guys will probably say something else, and I think that's what I'm going to go with as my best scene of 2021 in the wrestling field. That's just because nobody's seen that coming, and it was good to be there live, just to feel of it live. I'll go with that. Christian Cage over Kenny Omega for the Impact title.
Okay.
Well, that's a good, I didn't even think of that. I'm thinking of, moments that happened, and I don't know if this is exactly what you're getting at, Bubba, but it was nice to go to a wrestling show again. With how everything was like that could have been a moment of the year for wrestling, was getting it. And that was my first AEW show. That was my first wrestling show in probably a decade. I mean, so that was really good to get out and see that. But I'll do mine, and Gary, you can finish off this category.
Sure.
Danielson in AEW was a honorable mention. Adam Page winning the AEW title was an honorable mention. Sasha and Bianca at WrestleMania, honorable mention. But I'm going to say my favorite moment is CM Punk debuting in AEW.
I figured one of you guys. I figured
it's probably going to be 2 of us.
Okay, well that's hilarious, because everything that you said, besides Bianca and and Sasha, but which was good. I can't denounce that at all. That was good. I give credit where it's due, but everything you just said was on my list.
Yeah.
And then Bubba, you really opened my eyes to the fact that, I got to go to 2 wrestling shows in a week, which is awesome.
Right.
And I got to do it with 2 of my best friends, and Jeremy. So that was special. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's awesome. But my initial pick was CM Punk. Adam Page winning the title was there. Daniel Bryan was there. I mean, look at the matches those 2 were putting on. 2 matches, phenomenal matches, Bryan and Page, right? But I'm going to go with CM Punk. But, going to wrestling again, getting to a live event with you guys is always a pleasure. So that's a tough, but, and I didn't even think of that. So, but my initial reaction was CM Punk.
I can't think of anything. For me, I can't think anything WWE except for maybe Brock winning the title last week.
Well, you know what I was going to say? I was going to be a smartass and say the moment I canceled Peacock was my favorite wrestling. I was going to say that, and to be honest with you, not to go down this rabbit hole, but to to hear about what happened last week, I think it was at the pay-per-view, and Brock Lesnar winning the title again.
I know you don't like him, but
why do I want to see?
There's something about him. I know that makes you mad.
It does nothing to me.
I know you're so mad.
And why do I want to see Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania again? I thought I was going to actually renew my subscription to Peacock around WrestleMania, and I'm not. If that's going to be the main event they're going with, I'm not watching.
If we talk about that later on down the road, that's all they're going to have, because they ain't going to have anybody else but Bobby Lashley in the middle, because Drew McIntyre is hurt, and I don't know if he's going to be around. And I do like Drew McIntyre, and I just don't know. But for my moment of the best wrestling moment of 2021 was Christian Cage, winning that title, and just not Britt Baker in Pittsburgh, with all the flair. It was just him pulling out all the stops against the best wrestler at that time in the business was Kenny Omega.
The atmosphere at that show was fantastic.
And the false finishes, and I mean, that was their first Rampage. So, I mean, that was historic to begin with. So I'm going to go with that. And there's a lot of wrestling out there now, and it's just so whatever. But AEW is on the right path of doing a lot of stuff, and I know we're going to talk about it more in the upcoming year. And I knew you guys were going to take Punk, and I just nothing against him. I mean, he's great. I mean, last night that was a great promo. So.
Oh my God, no, it's not even hit. And we'll wrap this up in a second. It's not even necessarily what he's saying, but what MJF is saying. That was
Both
awesome.
Of them. Both
and they're playing to the rumor that WWE wanted to get him, and he said, if I don't start getting respect around here, I might be like Roddy Piper in main event of WrestleMania. The insult was great. Like he threw it right down Punk's face by saying, you compare yourself to Roddy Piper. Well, Roddy Piper was good enough to main event at WrestleMania. You weren't, and then he went on to say about, if I don't get respect, maybe I'll be the next one to main event at WrestleMania, because he's playing towards the fans, so it's MJF is just on fire. Money.
Yeah.
That was our moments then.
Those are our moments. Anyway, Cable, you're up.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out, I want to go back and forth here.
I'm going to tell you guys I don't have a list. I just want to let you know.
I don't have a list. Because we all went at this from a different way.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at our the chat in case people are talking on the Facebook stuff, so I can see that. And
Craig, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for sharing on your Facebook page. That's awesome.
Thanks. Thank you, Craig.
And I just have to say, and we're all in agreement here. If we had to pick a fan of the year award, it would definitely be you, Craig. So
it'd be definitely you, Craig.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for spreading the word. If we had an award to give to you, we would. Maybe it's something to think about in the future, but no, that's awesome. Thank you so much for all the support.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Cable.
All right, let's go with TV series. Let's go that route.
Woo! This is going to be a
and this one is so tricky.
I can't.
Because you could pick a Disney Plus show, but do you want to do that because we have a Disney Plus category? Okay. Unless you need to, right? Or you need to pick two Disney Plus things. That's your way you could do that.
Technically, your favorite TV show could be your favorite animated show.
I just love how you
on Disney Plus.
I love how he's willing and dealing right now. He's willing and dealing, Mav.
I know how this is going.
I want to point this out. I think we talked about this, but just because the dates and years and things are tricky, Mandalorian isn't up for this because it ended in 2020. So,
but technically, Boba Fett could because it started in December.
Yeah,
it'd be one episode.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't.
Yeah, I guess, but
I didn't count any shows that are still going into the new year because I don't know how they stuck the landing. But that's how I did it.
Okay.
So I'll go first on this, and then I don't think Bubba finished the category yet. So
I don't even know. I didn't start anything. I just shooting from the hip.
All right. Well, I'll go first then. My honorable mentions are Midnight Mass was a really good kind of horror series on Netflix. Succession is this crazy show on HBO that it's just like stress inducing when you watch it. It's about a family. They're all like billionaires, and the children are going to inherit the company, and they're all backstabbing each other to get the company. Like it's like a panic attack every episode. It's going 100 miles an hour. And then my last honorable mention is Mayor of Easttown. That was also an HBO. That was a limited series. Really good detective show set in Philly with Kate Winslet and a couple of other big name actor and actresses. And it was close to being my number one. It was really good. And then one that I thought might make the list, just an interesting thing. It's called American Rust. It's got Jeff Daniels, big name actor there. And it was shot in Pittsburgh, and it takes place in Fayette County. And it was on Showtime, which that's pretty crazy, but it ended up not being very good. So, but my number one show for 2021 is season 2 of Ted Lasso. It was a toss up, and kind of like what Bubba said about Rick and Morty, you know, the show ended early in the year or midway through the year in the summer. So I'm kind of rusty on it almost, but I just know how I felt when I was watching it. And I was so captivated by the characters and the acting and everything. And it's Ted Lasso is such a likable guy in that show. And, you know, what they did with season 2 was so good, other than a few episodes. So that's my show of 2021, Ted Lasso.
Ooh. Oh my. Go ahead, Mav. You want me to go or you go? It's hard.
It's
tough honorable mention. Yeah,
it's tough for me because I don't get a chance to watch much else. Like I watch what I can for the show, and you know, those are genuinely what I like and what I have time to watch. But if it's not like a Pittsburgh sports product, it's something on Disney Plus, either Marvel, Star Wars. There's very few times that I get to watch something outside of that.
Okay.
I know my wife and I watch Big Brother. You know, that's a thing we watch. You know,
what the hell's that?
It's a reality like show with it. It's a game show.
Okay. They're all actually in the house.
Luchasaurus was on it.
He
was actually on that show before. But yeah, no. So there's very few times I actually get to watch the cable. Yours is way more in depth than you're going to get out of me. And unfortunately, my favorite TV show is probably also under another category. But I'm going to just say, dang. I'm just for this category, I'm going to say WandaVision.
Okay.
So
nice.
I enjoyed WandaVision a lot. I really appreciated, you know, the approach to it and how they went through the years of sitcoms. I really enjoyed that. I thought it was so cool. Not necessarily what I expected. Maybe the ending wasn't exactly what I was hoping for, but I thought it was a really good show and uniquely done. So I'm going to go with WandaVision.
Nice.
WandaVision. Okay. Now let me ask you guys a question. Do I have to see the whole TV show season complete? Because I have a show I'm like 3 episodes out.
It's whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Then yeah, go
okay.
For it.
Well, I'm gonna honorable mention a couple. One honorable mention in my TV stuff is the Walking Dead World Beyond. Due to the fact it was 2 seasons, and it actually did a little bit more for the Walking Dead with Rick Grimes later on with the Commonwealth or whatever they have. They ended its 2 seasons. And the second season was very, very good, I thought. And a lot of people don't like the Walking Dead genre anymore. I understand. But when I watch something, I got to see the fucking ending. I can't just like, I quit at season 5. The Walking Dead was okay. Maybe I'll just do an honorable. The Fear of the Walking Dead was an honorable mention for me because I like that too. So all that dead material is an honorable mention.
This is the guy that doesn't like horror movies.
I don't like zombies. It's not about zombies. It's never been about zombies. It's about the human interaction of when shit's gone bad and how evil people be. So that, and then also,
aren't we living that daily? Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Anyway,
season 3 of Titans. You guys ever watched Titans season 3?
I started the show. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to be the spoiler because I'm not that kind of guy. But it was pretty good.
He's not going to finish it.
Oh, you might. That is an honorable mention. I didn't start Doom Patrol. I didn't get the season 3 on Doom Patrol. I did not get that far yet. An honorable mention is a TV HBO comedy called Hack. Funny as shit. Funny. She's funny, man. What's her name? The smart girl off of Designing Women. She's an old comedian. Oh,
yeah,
man,
I'll never remember.
Yeah,
she was in Mayor of Easttown too. Yeah, she was in Mayor of Easttown also.
She is so funny. That show's so funny, and that's an honorable mention. But this one here and this one could be the TV show because it's not nothing to do with Disney Plus. I finished season 2 of The Witcher, which is badass. Henry Cavill is badass, man. He's a bad motherfucker in that show. Okay, and Cobra Kai.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm gonna go with my best TV show because it's nostalgic. I like Johnny Lawrence as a badass. It's the roles are reversed. It's entertaining for the TV show. I'm not done, but I'm almost done. My best show of the year is, because I know I'm in honorable mention. Witcher is going to be honorable mention. I'm going with Cobra Kai. That's how I did all that. Right. I just did that. Cobra Kai.
Okay, well,
I like it. I don't know.
Okay, well, after that, our 45 minutes is up, so I guess we'll see everybody later. Jesus. Anyway, hey, just real quick, Craig tuned in. Anybody like American Horror Story? You know what, Craig? I did watch pretty loyally there for probably up until Freak Show, and I actually liked Freak Show. A lot of people bashed it, but I liked it. But then I just, life happens, and I didn't keep up. I think the latest series. I think I watched maybe 2 episodes, and then I just fell off the map. Not because it wasn't good. I just kind of lost track. But very interesting.
I watched it also
because I mean they tend to keep the same actors and actresses throughout each one, which is cool, but they play different roles. So that's really
it's an anthology show. Yeah,
right.
I watched it up until. I don't remember what season it was, what number, but the one with the vampires and Lady Gaga. That was the last.
Hotel. Yeah. That's probably the last one too that I watched. Loyally,
and then I think they took a break for a while. They came back with a new season, but they also did this thing that was only on Hulu. Well, maybe FXX, the sister channel to FX, where they had, instead of each season was a different story, each episode was a different story. It was only 1 episode long stories. There was 10 episodes. And I was watching some of those, and they were pretty good. But yeah, I kind of walked away from it. But the first 3 seasons I loved. I thought they were really good.
Yeah. So there you go, Craig.
Never seen it, Craig. Sorry.
It's some sick stuff. I think you'd like it. A lot of
it's not into that shit.
No, I think you would like. It's not really that scary for the most part. It's kind of kinky.
Yeah.
No.
Don't tell me no.
I'm just not into that stuff.
You're so full of it.
Hey, if it's hanging up, you know what I just saw before? Because you just told me hey, Bubba, you talk too much anyway. I just saw, which is going to be my movie next year, is the Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson Lulu.
Yeah.
You want to talk about kinky?
You're telling me you don't like kinky things? You are a complicated man, Mr. Brewer.
I'm not complicated, Mav.
You got a big ass pickle on your shirt. It looks like a penis, and you're.
He's a badass. Pickle man. But I just never. I'm not into horror movies. I'm just into
it's really not that
based on I don't
scary. Know. But anyway, next topic.
All right. So animated wrestling TV. All right, let's go. I'm going to want to do this towards the end because I want this to be an upbeat. So let's do our most hated of 2021 now. And this is anything entertainment-wise that came out in 2021 that you just absolutely hated. If you had to vent about it, it's on there.
All right. I'll take this one first, if you don't mind.
All right.
No.
I hate the fact that I'm so sour on WWE. I hate it. It's been my life since I was 3. It's ridiculous. I hate it. I hate to think that I'm this disengaged. Thank goodness that AEW's around and I get solid wrestling matches with good workers, because I don't know what I would do. My heart would literally be broken if I didn't have some kind of wrestling in my life that I enjoyed watching. And WWE is just so bad that I just don't even watch it. I can't watch it. Honestly, if it wasn't for just scrolling through Instagram, I would have no idea that Brock Lesnar even won the shitty title on last week. Seriously, I would have no idea. It's not a topic that we barely discuss it even on here anymore. It's when we talk wrestling, it's AEW.
Yep.
You know, and we touch a little bit on how shitty WWE is, and I hate that fact that I have to feel that way. So I don't know what's going on, but they need to get their shit together. They need to get it together, and I just gotta say, fuck you, Brock Lesnar. So there you go. Anyway, next.
You go, Cable.
All right. Okay. So honorable mentions. Picking up right where Gary left off, WWE is an honorable mention. It was very close to being my actual pick. Just everything Gary said, I support that. You know, I can't believe it. They've forced me to get to a point where I feel this way. And I don't think we're anywhere close to being out of the woods, because like with any other problem, the first step to recovery is admitting you have a problem, and they don't even know, you know, where the problem is.
They're making more money now than they ever have. So
yeah. And then this is probably a rumor, probably bullshit. But the thing that I heard, you know, because as we record this, they're on a 2-day firing spree again, is that they're actually cutting people in NXT that were negative towards Braun Breaker winning the title, which who knows if that's true, but it doesn't surprise me if it is, that they're being that petty. You know, like that's just the state of the company. And so that's there. My other honorable mention is Venom 2. That one was also very close to being my most hated for the year.
Which I still haven't seen. Hopefully, I will watch it once it, you know, maybe it has hit HBO. I don't know. But
whatever you do, don't pay to see it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, right.
If you're bound and determined to watch it, wait till it's free. I just was so disappointed with that, and for so many varied reasons. But yeah, did not like that movie at all. But my number one, and I don't know if anybody's even going to know what I'm talking about, it was a movie, a Warner Brothers movie that was also released on HBO Max same day as theater. It was a horror movie called Malignant. And the hype around this movie, the way they propped this movie up and advertised it, it was made by James Wan, who did Aquaman. Okay. And he really helped revitalize the horror genre the last decade. He did The Conjuring. He kicked off that franchise, the Insidious franchise. His first movie was the first Saw. You know, he's a horror mainstay. And this was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. Like, I could not believe that anybody, like, where did they find these reviews? Where did people, it was the stupidest. It was like a horror movie mixed with an action movie. And it looked ridiculous. And I was excited because his track record, and, you know, I love a good visceral horror movie that has atmosphere and stuff, which his movies usually do. And I was just not expecting what I got at all. Like I was really disappointed. So that it's a very tight race between Venom 2, WWE, but Malignant is my most hated for 2021.
Okay, fair enough. Mr. Brewer.
Okay, here we go. The total destruction of the black and gold NXT. NXT at one time was the greatest thing on TV, and WWE ruined it. And I always loved NXT, and I don't even watch it anymore. And I'm just like you guys. WWE to me is not as, I still watch it, but not really like, oh my God, I'm going to miss WWE. It doesn't matter to me. It's a shame. But what they did to NXT is just, it sucks. Venom 2, I didn't like either. I did not like that at all. But I probably will buy it to put it in my collection.
You're an enabler, Bubba.
Well, let Gary borrow it so he don't have to pay to see it.
Well, there you go.
I think it's going to hit one of the streams, isn't it?
And
I'm not sure. I mean, it's streaming now, but I think it's you got to pay to watch it, whatever it's streaming.
And the most hated of this year to me was the Pittsburgh Steelers run defense, which was fucking terrible. And I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming. And was one of the hardest things to swallow was the run defense and having running backs run for 150 to 200 yards and 4 games in a row. And that lovely Chargers game, which was out of control and not actually showing up for the first half. So I know the Steelers are going to be that bad, but I didn't think that the defense was going to be that bad. So that was my biggest hated fucking disappointment of 2021.
And I just got to add one more here. I know my pick was WWE, but I really hate the fact that COVID is still a thing and still ruining people's times and lives, and you got to worry about it all the time. And I just don't want to do that. I want to go to wrestling shows with you guys and, not have to even think twice about it. Right. I don't want to. So it sucks, but
so a lot of people out there and listening and whatever. There's a lot of people that are, I've seen a lot of passing away on social media, and I don't like that at all either. Yep. And I know I'm 50 and I don't like that at all. And I feel, my prayers are out to people that, have passed and stuff like that this year. I was going to viewing. I don't like that either in 2021. And that's what you do when you get older, I guess. So I didn't mean
but add a pandemic on top of it, it doesn't
help. Yeah, no, it doesn't help. No, I agree. Just
a shitty situation. But yeah, I just want to throw that out there. That sucks. That it's still a thing. Hopefully next year we have forgotten about it by now, but I doubt it. But anyway, okay, move along.
All right,
table.
All right, let's jump to our favorite Disney Plus project.
Okay. Cable, you go first this time.
All right. Disney Plus put a lot of good stuff out this year.
Yeah, they didn't do so bad, did they?
No, they're probably the most worthwhile streaming service out there. Maybe HBO Max, especially with last year, how they were doing same day as theater releases. That was cool.
And I have to say this, Cable, not to cut you off, but they put out good stuff, even that's not Marvel and Star Wars. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of cool stuff out there. So, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. That whole, like the Jeff Goldblum show.
Yeah.
That's cool. Time. They're doing one with Thor, Chris Hemsworth. Yep. That looks interesting. They have, all sorts of stuff for all sorts of different people.
They redid them, they did the Mighty Ducks show.
Yeah.
Which was cool that they did it. Was it as good as
I haven't
movies?
seen it.
No.
They bring Charlie Sheen in show up as a guest appearance? Charlie?
No, but Emilio was back.
Yeah.
See, I'd watch it if Charlie showed up.
Well, they got so much content for so many different people. And like you said, whatever, give the Mighty Ducks another shot. That's like a underappreciated Disney property. And if it doesn't work out, hey, it's not like Disney's hurting for money. So they put something interesting out there and cool. But yeah, so they put a lot out there, and me and anybody that watches this show regularly, MCU is, my favorite entertainment franchise out there. So all my choices are going to be MCU, and my honorable mentions, I threw What If into animated. So I'm going to go Falcon and Winter Soldier, honorable mention, really good show. Hawkeye, honorable mention. I thought leading up to the finale that was going to be my number one. And, like we talked about, the last episode just didn't quite push it over the edge for me. Loki, another honorable mention that very easily could have been number one. Mm-hmm. And the great thing about these shows is not only, by the nature of what the MCU is, not only are they good, but what they're doing going forward. Every show sets something up going forward. Yeah. Doctor Strange 2 is going to have Wanda. Captain America 4 is going to be coming out at some point. Kang, a variant, is going to be in Ant-Man 3. It's an amazing thing that they've been able to transfer from the big screen to the silver screen. Maybe the silver screen's TV. I don't remember. But anyway, so with that being the last option, WandaVision is my Disney Plus project of the year.
Okay. Yeah.
Hand in hand there with you, Gary. It was great. I too appreciated the different genres of TV. It took me back to my days as a youth watching Nick at Night and The Bewitched and, I Love Lucy and all those sitcoms, and then watching it develop through the show. And as much as that could be a gimmick, it didn't hinder the show. you know, and the way that they told the story inside Westview and outside of Westview, it was a great show. It did a big service to everybody involved. You know, how much more forward they propelled Wanda's character. The stuff with Vision was great. You know, it had a hit song on the iTunes with Agatha all along, you know, and Catherine Hahn was amazing in that character. And yeah, you know, I think we all probably had bigger expectations out of the finale just because there's such buzz around it. And it was the first Disney Plus show. And, you know, so many theories were out there. But I still liked how it ended. And it was a very solid ending to the show. And yeah, so that's my number one, WandaVision.
That's really cool. I figured that would have been one of your honorable mentions. I didn't think it would be number one. But yeah, I mean, it's tough. That was one of my favorites. I did like that show a lot, so that's why I had to put it in as far as TV shows. But
yeah,
Bob, do you want to go?
Well, my honorable mention will be reverse from what Cable just said. I'm going to start off with number 4 will be WandaVision, and the reason why is they didn't what they did with Quicksilver. I didn't care for, and they didn't get the payoff that the speculated and the rumors were. And Agatha Harkness to
That's why you can't believe the internet, Bubs. Stay off.
Well, they should he should have showed up and he didn't show up. That was he didn't have to do anything. All he had to do was do something.
But that's not the story they wanted to tell.
No, but that was total to me. And Agatha was never ever a villain ever in the comic books anyway. She was a nanny, and that's what she was to me. And that's why I'm more comic book stuff than. But that's 4. 3 is Falcon Winter Soldier, due to the fact that Sam got the shield, and it was more down to earth, more ground oriented with some espionage, and they brought in the city. But
Look
no,
at Bubba using all the big words, man.
Yeah. No, I'm not, because I'm missing. I mispronounce it. The third would be the second one. Honorable mentions Loki. Due to the fact they had Kang and they ended that, and it was very, very good. And the only reason why it's second is because Hawkeye, which I'm a huge Hawkeye fan, I've always been my entire life. And Jeremy Renner had a great. They actually did something with him besides put him on 5 minutes on Age of Ultron and do all that stuff, but they also paid off what the fuck they were doing with the Kingpin. The payoff was there, even though they could have done another episode. The payoff with the Kingpin is what made them number 1, because that character is the most badass character in any type of Marvel project, whether it was before MCU or now. He is that legitly badass, more compared than Loki was. Yeah, so
what about Kang?
No, not right now, because Kang will be no. I'm looking at more of the street stuff, because the Cosmos stuff is going to be way crazy, and Kang is there's going to be 10 different. There's only one fucking Kingpin. There's fucking 1,000 fucking Kangs. So mine's
there's only one Bubba Brewer as well. So
absolutely.
I don't know about that. In a different universe.
Yeah, we don't know either.
I don't know, but I'm going. My number 1 MCU was Hawkeye.
Okay, cool. Fair point. Everybody that knows me, I love everything Disney, from Mickey Mouse to Monsters Inc. I love the documentaries that they do behind the scenes of Marvel. They did Marvel Legends. They do, they did all those stuff, like those kind of things. They did the Mandalorian
Boba Fett was good.
Documentary. You know what I mean? Technically, Boba Fett kind of could fit into this too. Because it came out in 2021, technically.
Well, no, the documentary came out before the show.
Oh yeah, Under the Helmet.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of stuff on Disney Plus that I love. I love the behind the scenes about the rides, the original rides, like the Haunted Mansion, stuff like that. They did documentaries on that, which The Rock hosted and produced, which I thought was really cool. That he did that. I didn't know that till the end where it scrolled. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. When does he have time to do that? But I guess the guy's amazing. But I really like those. but I'm gonna have to say my favorite, and I guess I'll throw out some honorable mentions too. Of course, it's gonna be all the Marvel and Star Wars stuff, right? So I'll just save the time and say that.
What are you saying?
You know, I'm a little biased, but to get to the point here, Loki was by far my favorite Disney project for this year.
So each one of us got someone. We picked a different.
It was different. I like that. Yeah, I like that.
I thought it was a mind trip. I kind of like that. That's why I'm looking forward to Doctor Strange, the new Doctor Strange. And I just thought it was great. And I don't know much about Kang, but he's very intriguing. And the actor that played him had me hooked. He's good.
Yeah,
he's good.
Good. And that's part of the fun is finding out.
The acting in Loki was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
Yeah, everybody was good in that.
Yeah, 1,000 Kangs, like I said, only one King.
Yeah, well, I'm
you know what I thought you were going to pick maybe as you were going through everything. I didn't know how much you liked it. I know you said you liked it, but I was thinking you might have picked the Beatles documentary.
You know what? I started that, but I didn't finish.
Oh, okay.
I love that they did it. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
But it was a little slow. They were like going through rehearsal and they were just sitting there and smoking cigarettes and stuff. And I'm just like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, where's this going? Like, what is it getting? So it didn't, you know.
I can't think of who made that. It wasn't Guillermo del Toro, was it?
I'm not sure.
Somebody like a big person. No, the guy that made Lord of the Rings.
Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson. Yeah,
he made it. You guys make me feel bad because you guys actually watch other stuff besides Star Wars and Marvel. That's the only reason why I got Disney.
See, that's the only reason
why I got Disney.
If it's on Disney Plus, you know what I mean? That's
when I was
it's
a
on
kid.
all the time.
I watched Toy Story, but
I love like Pixar. Pixar, like I loved it as a kid.
A Bug's Life is
I mean, if I could have worked for them in some capacity, I would have loved that. You know,
I mean, they're almost batting 1,000. They've really not put too many stinkers out there for the whole time they've been a company.
No.
But that's why, like, when Boba, you'd throw out shows like, you know, you're like, oh, you haven't watched The Witcher yet. It's like, well, I just have, you know, I watch a lot of stuff that we don't even talk about. You know, that's so.
Well,
but
you have a hell of a list of stuff we didn't.
Yeah,
we didn't know.
I don't watch any. I don't think I've watched.
Which I'm
anything
glad it brings a different dynamic. So
yeah, it's not all superheroes and.
That's kind of why. That's why I tried to cheat, because I didn't know if I'd end up picking any Marvel stuff. Because
well, Cable, I promise you, we will do a show, and we will just do like top Marvel, like superheroes, Marvel movies, those kind of things. We'll rank them. Edition. We'll do it. It's just
back to midnight or back to 12.
Right.
He's like a scientist. He's like a scientist. He's like, oh yeah.
We might do it sooner than you think, too. Like we might do one of those categories sooner than you think, depending on what we have going on. So
cool.
But yeah. Anyway.
All right. I guess to finish that story real quick, Peter Jackson, he did that documentary, and apparently there's some, you know, grown-up language in that, and Disney pushed hard against trying to censor that, and he wouldn't let them, and they left it in, which is surprising.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that. I didn't finish it. Like I said, I thought I was going to love that documentary, and I still might go back to it, but I stopped. Like I said, they were doing rehearsal, and they were just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, when you're already tight on time.
Yeah, I'm just like,
I
thought that I was gonna get a payoff here, and it just wasn't coming. Yeah. So,
All right. So next category. Well, we only got 2 left, and I'm pretty sure I know what you guys are gonna go with on this one. Let's go our favorite sports moment of 2021.
I'll go first. Technically, the moment that we had Monday night, we can't put into 2021, even though it is the season of 2021.
I think it counts towards the season of 2021. That's so.
Okay, so that would be up there because that was a special moment for Boba, myself, Scott, and a lot of people that attended, or just in Pittsburgh in general that didn't even attend. But Ben Roethlisberger meant a lot to me. Since 2004. Most of my adult life, I've been watching him. I had a lot of good memories with my stepdad watching him. I remember my stepdad and I jumping up and down like little kids when they won the Super Bowl. And those are special memories to me. But I didn't think I was going to be able to pick that one. I wasn't sure. So I'm going to say that one is up there. But Pitt winning the ACC championship was probably probably number one for me, because I didn't think I'd ever see them win anything. Would I love to see them win a national championship? Yes, that would be amazing. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not in my lifetime. But that was special. I mean, they won it. They had a hell of a year. For once, they actually had a quarterback. It's probably going to go number one in the draft. It was a hell of a year for Pitt. So, hell to Pitt.
Cool. All right, I'll go, and then Bubba, you can finish out this category. Okay. As we've talked about numerous times, Steelers not being my team. Ben is up there. That's not my moment, but that, and I didn't have the moment you guys had. I wasn't there in person or anything, but that's an end of an era. And it's crazy for me, particularly because, like you said, Gary, you've been watching them for so long. I have too, but I haven't, the first season I really watched football was 2005. So he's been the quarterback from the time that I've been a hardcore football fan. He's been there. And there's only two quarterbacks still playing that were playing when I started watching football, and he's one of them. And, especially with my mom and everything that happened this year, and, she loved Big Ben. She absolutely loved Big Ben. She's a hardcore Steeler fan. And 18 years, a wild ride. And it's funny, I went back to her house. It'll be my house at some point, and still on my bedroom door is the newspaper clipping of when Ben made the shoestring tackle in the Indy playoff game after Bettis fumbled the ball. That was such a cool moment to me. That
I have it on the wall. I have it on the wall over here.
Yeah. But you guys are gonna hate this. All that being said, my number one is the Patriots drafting Mac Jones. I don't have a lot to pick from this season,
that's understandable. I mean,
last year had plenty.
Yeah.
So,
it's hard to say this without sounding spoiled, and it's because I am spoiled, but having that one bad season last year was a big culture shock.
It's tough for us this year too, man. So,
yeah. Drafting him, and immediately when he got picked, my phone blew up. Now, I only know about 5 people, so for my phone blowing up is different than other people's phones blowing up. But it was you, I'm pretty sure, and 2 guys from work, and you all pretty much said the same thing. There's your next Tom Brady. We'll see how it pans out. The league might figure him out.
The funny thing is, man, whenever he was expecting to get drafted earlier, when he wasn't, he had a chip on his shoulder. So you combine that with being coached by Bill Belichick, and you have your next Tom Brady, dude. And I'm telling you, they're only a few pieces away, and those son bitches will be back in the Super Bowl in a couple.
Yeah,
years.
He's not a bad. He's a good pick.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he fits the team. We had a couple weeks where we were the top seed in the AFC. I knew it wouldn't last, and it was fun to be there while we were. And who knows? We're in the playoffs. I'm sure we won't go far, but
you're in the playoffs with a rookie quarterback. So
the future is brighter than it was last season. So yeah,
it was.
That's my number one pick. And we'll see what next year holds.
All right, Bubs.
Well, I'm gonna make it short and sweet. Maybe I'll talk a little bit. And we're gonna go with. I didn't know we were gonna be able to do Monday night, but Monday night was something special for me because I went to the Detroit Lions game and Ben had COVID, and I figured, I wasn't gonna be able to see him, and I went to a wedding the night before, and then you text me, Mav, and I put my head down, and Tammy's like, "We're at a wedding. You need to spruce it up here. People think that someone just passed away," and I'm like, "Well, someone kind of did because I can't go. Ben's not gonna be playing, Tammy. This is ridiculous." And he's got COVID. I go, "Oh my God, this is crazy." But that moment is when she asked me, she's like, "Can I tap out and give the ticket to my dad?" And her dad never went to a game ever. And I took Butch to to the game, and we got it from Ted Galecki from Bob's Pizza. And then there's me and fucking Butch on national fucking TV.
Of course, he would pick a moment that he put himself over.
No.
Yeah.
Well, but it was a moment that I got to take Butch, and because Butch never went to a game, and I went with Nathan and Blake. But honestly, the Monday night, I don't know, because I was so emotional, and it was so emotional, and I was fucking crying. And I seen Ben's first game when he was sitting on the sidelines with the Raiders, and I still have my Ben Roethlisberger first bought jersey ever. And to see that, 18 years of that, I'm a huge Big Ben fan, a huge Steeler fan. But the moment that I took that Butch actually got to go to a game, I'm going to go with that as the moment of 2021, because 2022 will be the Big Ben moment, because that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to go with taking Butch to a Steeler game.
Here, if you haven't seen it,
Bubba.
Cable, you want to talk about your phone blowing up, right?
Yeah.
It was funny. I saw it, and I'm like, holy shit. I paused it. I rewound it. I took a video, paused it again, rewound it, took some snapshots, and I don't know who texted each other first. I don't know if you got to me first or if I got to you.
I think I got to you first. Yeah.
You're like, holy shit! Did you see Bob on TV? I'm like, yeah, I saw it. I said, leave it to him.
It
was
something.
Bubba,
it was the craziest thing.
Weasel his way into some kind of spotlight, right?
He's got a nose for it.
Monday night, I got to ask Merrill Hodge, not a question, but I wanted to thank Merrill. I thank Merrill for taking it upon himself to win down in Houston New Year's Eve night in 1989, and to be almost beating Denver. I go, on the back of you, Merrill, and I truly appreciate that. Your jersey was hanging out, and he goes, that's a Steeler fan. He told this to other people. I didn't want to ask a question. I just wanted to give him thanks Monday night, because I'm a huge Merrill Hodge fan.
I'm a huge Merrill Hodge fan. My question would have been, why you're wearing so many skinny jeans, man? You're like,
I don't know nothing about that. I could never get in those kind of jeans.
It's like, Merrill, come on, man. Like, so anyway, I love Merrill Hart.
Apparently, up with the times, I guess.
I really like him though. He's a great guy, and I'm glad he's
yeah,
still around for Pittsburgh and whatnot. But
he knows his football. He knew Vince Young sucked back then, and Vince Young sucks now.
Anyway, okay, good picks, everybody. So I think we have one more.
We do. Okay. I'm thinking we're probably gonna end up on the same answer for everybody, but I don't know. That's why we do this. Who knows? Whatever order we want to do it in, I don't care. It don't matter.
I'll go real quick. The Eternals is my honorable mention, but I believe the director's cut's going to be on Disney, so they're going to add 17 minutes of footage, so that might give us a little bit of different stuff. And I saw some other stuff that I can't even remember. My movie is going to be, because I saw it twice in a week and I got pissed off because I had is Spider-Man. Spider-Man by far was the best movie I saw this year.
Okay, I'll go next, and then Mav, you can finish this one off. Okay. Honorable mentions, pretty much anything MCU put out this year. Shang-Chi, Eternals, definitely honorable mentions.
I forgot
that. Another one was The Green Knight. Really good, almost an indie level movie, but the production was better than an indie movie, and it's about I can't even think of his name now, but one of the knights from King Arthur's Round Table.
Sir Lancelot.
No, it starts with a G.
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah. It's an interesting movie.
Talking about
but
anyway.
It was a beautiful movie. Like every shot in that movie was like artwork. It looked like a painting. It was really good. It was a good story. It's a story that's been passed down for a long time too. But that was a really good movie to watch. And then as close to being number one without being number one as possible is a movie called Don't Look Up. This almost made my number one. It's a Netflix movie. It's made by Adam McKay, who did The Big Short and Vice. He's just got his own style of making movies. They're always like black comedy dramedies about real world stuff. And this one, it's a really good movie. Leonardo DiCaprio's in it, Jennifer Lawrence, a whole shitload of people, and they're astronomers. They find out a meteor's coming towards Earth, and nobody will listen to them. Meryl Streep plays the president, and Jonah Hill is a douchebag in it. Like, he's amazing in it. And, you know, there's a lot of metaphors. You know, I think there's a big metaphor for COVID is the movie. And it's really tactfully done. Like, you could see how people split their views and things like that. So that one hit home. It was really well acted and everything. But same thing as Boba, 2 for 3 so far. Number one's got to be Spider-Man No Way Home. What they were able to pull off with that movie, it's amazing. For me, it's, you know, my absolute favorite Spider-Man movie. It's in my top 5 MCU movies. It really
just gave away your pick for our limited edition here.
Well, I said it's in my top 5. So I didn't say where. No. They got 26 other movies we could talk about. But, you know, it's the same thing when Civil War was announced. You know, it's all this fan speculation, and you're like, how can they pull this off? And then, like, a year ago, they're talking, is this going to be a live action Into the Spider-Verse? And it was pretty close to it. And they just hit a home run. You know, the movie succeeds at everything it does, and everybody was awesome in it. And there was nostalgia from, you know, characters that we haven't seen since we were barely teenagers coming back. And excellent movie. So that's my number 1. Most fun I've had in the theater since Endgame.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I agree.
I can make this short and sweet because I don't think there's anything that compares. This year, I did like Eternals and I did like Shang-Chi, but again, I don't think there's anything that really touched this movie this year. And of course, that's Spider-Man No Way Home. So that's number 1 for me.
Craig says Sir Garwin
yes.
for your. There we go.
Garwin.
Yep. Thanks, Craig.
Yes,
thanks, Craig. That's awesome.
He's always there for us. See,
yeah.
But also to answer your question before, Craig, I guess I can consider myself a musician, at least in my past life. I play guitar. I know you play guitar. I watched your video. You're very good. You know, bass, guitar, those kind of things. I dabble into that. Don't have as much time as I used to. But yes, I did like the documentary from what I saw. Like I said, it was just a little slow and I didn't finish it. But and then there's one more thing I want to bring up that he had mentioned, that he watches AEW and Imagine Wrestling. So 2 things: you got good taste in the wrestling company right now, and kudos to you for supporting indie wrestling. You know, that's huge. So much respect from all of us. Trust me.
Yep.
So, yeah, coming through on the Sir Galwin. That's
always good, man.
He knows it all.
I just read when Craig puts something out there, I'm trying to put it out there as much as he can. He knows his stuff.
Usually I'm on it whenever he's commenting because I can see the YouTube comments.
Right.
But I've been so intrigued with the conversation that we've been having.
Well, he said a lot of stuff about Boba Fett, and Craig, we're gonna have to re-talk about that when we do the show.
And I love I have a lot to say about this last episode that came out Wednesday. I loved it. But we'll get into that. You know, maybe we'll just do a double for next time.
That's fine. Yeah. Save your stuff for next time, Craig. Save it in here. Yes.
But man, that last episode. Woo. Anyhow. All right, gentlemen. So that was our year in review, our year awards.
First time ever.
And hopefully it just gets better.
Cable, I must admit, Cable, you were spot on. You've been just you got your sheets. You got it's like fantasy football down there.
Cable's always loved movies, always loved TV. It's always been his thing.
Yeah.
Me, I forget half of what I watch. Like I said, I told you a couple weeks ago, I forgot I watched the first season of Daredevil already. I then forgot.
Yeah.
So I watched it again. I'm like, I saw this shit. What the hell's going on? Yeah, dude. No,
this is great, man.
Wrestling ruined my life.
Hopefully we could do that next year, and it'll be bigger because there's going to be a lot more movies. Like a lot of movies, I just didn't think they were that good this year. So
this year, movies and TV shows. We got Lord of the Rings.
Real quick for fun. Out of all the movies that you think are coming out next year, what do you think is going to be your favorite?
I mean, I think mine's pretty easy, even with everything coming out, because we got a huge this year I think is the most packed year we've had, maybe ever for our arena, pop culture. But I'm gonna go Doctor Strange 2.
Same.
And there's bias there because of the MCU for me, but it's not bias either. Like that movie, hopefully it doesn't shit the bed because of how much I'm hyping it up already. But
I can't even think of any other movie besides that one right offhand.
That movie is going to be a mind. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
They're bringing back everybody that they possibly can.
Shane, thanks for chiming in here. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange too. He's with us.
I can't think of all the Marvel movies that are coming out because
Thor
all been delayed.
Yeah, Thor 4 is coming out.
Well, I think it's going to be. I think Doctor Strange 2 is going to be really like, if not as good, it'll be damn close to No Way Home. In a lot of ways, because it's going to carry on that whole mind warp, the multiverse.
Yeah. And there's a rumor out that it might be 3 hours long, making it the longest Marvel movie ever.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And I hope fans appreciate it as much as they did like
No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to be really good.
Well, by the time Morbius comes out, it'll be 2025.
Yeah, Cable, you just texted us the other day in the group chat that it got
postponed again.
Yeah. You know why?
April.
They're filming extra footage. That's probably why.
Yeah, that wouldn't shock me, I guess.
Andrew Garfield.
So Shane said Doctor Strange and Thor, his favorite. So I think he's anticipating those to be really good ones for next year.
Yeah, I can't think of any other movies right offhand that are actually.
And then he just said what? So I don't know. Maybe he didn't hear the news that
Yeah,
delayed.
So
you heard it here first. You heard it here first, Shane.
Gives you a reason to watch, right? And thanks for tuning in and chiming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, big year. The biggest things right off the bat, or right from the top of my head, Peacemaker comes out in a couple weeks. The Amazon Lord of the Rings show's coming out. The Batman, the new Batman movie's coming out.
Well, just real quick, the Amazon Lord of the Rings show. Where is this taking place? Just a quick summary. Does anybody know? Like,
I think is it before?
Yeah, I think it's like way in the early days of the Middle Ages.
This a long time ago. But it seems like it's taken forever to come out. So
they have a prequel to Game of Thrones also.
Yeah, that's coming out. But the Lord of the Rings TV show is the most expensive TV show ever made. They put millions of dollars into this. They've already greenlit a second.
You mean the A-Team wasn't expensive in Battlestar Galactica?
Well, Battlestar Galactica, the newer one, when they brought it back, I'm sure it was up there. They already greenlit it for a second season, so they're obviously expecting big things. But I think it takes place like in the early days of like when Sauron had the ring and everything.
Okay.
But that, Black Panther 2, Thor 4, the MCU TV shows, the Disney Plus shows, She-Hulk,
Moon Knight will be out in February. February, Moon Knight's coming.
Kenobi, Andor, Mandalorian, season 3. Like this year is so stacked.
We're gonna have a lot. It could be an hour, and it could be an hour plus 2. I'll have a lot of honorable mentions next year.
Yeah.
Well, guess what, Shane? If Boba swears now, he has to pay up. He actually pays for a swear jar.
And it's going towards a charity at the end.
It is. So just tell your wife, don't worry about it. It's going to go to charity. But Shane, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the support, man. We really appreciate it.
And sorry, we're not trying to corrupt your kids or anything.
No,
I know how that is.
I'm sorry.
But Bubba, why don't you tell the story real quick about explain what you're doing with the swear jar.
Well, the swear jar, me and Tammy did a fireside chat, which I can't believe I got her on New Year's Eve. We had a couple cocktails and we were just talking, and she's like, it was all her idea. And I said, Tam, and she's like, you swear. And I was like, well, you know what, Tam, since I swear a lot, I can't do $1 because I definitely would go broke. I said, how about you pick a charity for a whole year on all the shows that I do? If I say the F word, I'll write it down and I will double that at the end of the year. And I will do a thing that you say. And she said cancer research. So I don't know what cancer. It's a dime and F word. And
we're talking about a charity that she says, not a thing that she says, because that could mean a lot of things.
No. A charity of a cancer research group or something that it's very dear to her heart, or which one. There's a couple of them, and then I will mount. I will take the amount, and I'll pay up, and I'll do that, and I'll do it for the show, and it'll be the Triple B Experience charity thing, and then maybe next year we could do something else.
Well,
so all the F-bombs are for a good cause.
Yes, and if anybody out there listening, if you want to really just piss Bubba off, it'll help out charity. So go ahead and type in and make them mad, and then we can just
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say, guys and audience, next year's football season it'll be bad.
Yeah,
so,
you're right.
Yeah, it'll be very bad.
Yeah, Bubba's name might be on a wing.
Who's actually gonna hold you accountable for this? Like,
well, I put it on my planner. I actually wrote it down.
Where's the jar?
Well, I don't have a jar. I just write it all down. The first time I watch the shows, and every F word I mark it, and I'm up to the $3.10 right now. But I have to go back to my Steeler review and count that, and then
Yep.
Yeah. So.
And Tammy, he says Tammy will. So Tammy, we're counting on you here. Hold him accountable.
Well, Tammy will keep me. It's for a good cause.
Yeah, I just let her do the math too.
Well, people are like, "Well, Bubba, can't you do the show without swearing?"
Right.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do the math." But I was like, you know what?
I'm guilty too. I'm guilty too.
What about saying the F word or just?
Yeah, just swearing in general.
Yeah, I'm bad. But I
mean, it's either this or we send Bubba next winter to the Salvation Army bucket in front of Walmart, and he just swears at the people while he puts money in the bucket.
I'll do that too. My mom used to do that. My mom used to do that in front of the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would take Vinnie Mac and sit out in the mall and ding the bell. And
God bless her.
But the Chargers game, Tammy and her daughter said they counted 50 times in 2 minutes when we were getting beat by the Chargers.
That wasn't on air though. That was just.
Oh no.
Yeah, but this is just on air, right? It's
not, on air, just on air. I can't do it every day because I would definitely go broke, and I'd have to work every overtime during the day, and I don't want to work all the time. My God! But I just figured something would be cool, and maybe because there's some people that seen it and watched it and threw it out there, like, "Hey, Bubba, you got to put some stuff in the swear jar." So people are watching. And I'm going to make the Steelers stuff, a little, I just try to be entertaining, and as we are on here.
Let's face it, Bubba, you're never going to be PG. But at least somebody will benefit from your madness.
My PG is like the 1980s PG because they showed boobies in the PG movies in the 1980s. So that's just how it was.
It was just softcore. That's all. You're softcore Bubba. That's what we're going to call you.
Yeah, because I'm soft in the middle. But hey, did you guys watch the Pittsburgh Dad? Wait, before we get off, did you watch the Pittsburgh Dad? Do you guys watch Pittsburgh Dad?
I love Pittsburgh
Dad. I have, but I didn't.
Okay, well,
but I didn't see this last one.
Okay,
did you
this
do
last
one on Monday?
They didn't run any Chubb. If they would have had Chubb, it would have been good in the morning.
I love Pittsburgh Dad. I would absolutely love to have Pittsburgh Dad on as a guest. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but
never say never. Never say never.
I didn't say never, but I would just love that. He could just do his spiel for 5-10 minutes, and we could laugh at him and call it a day.
Steelers Realm podcast had the guy that does the Mike Tomlin coach. The Tomlin guy.
That guy's funny too.
He is funny. He is funny.
Yeah, so, I love that stuff. So,
but I love doing this stuff with you guys, and we got 2022. It's going to be a good year with Marvel, with Star Wars, with wrestling, with sports, other movies that I don't even know, and Cobra Kai. That's all I know. I got 3 more episodes.
Yeah. So, guys, don't worry. We have lots more shit to say. That's for sure. I think that's kind of our motto going forward is, let's go, guys. We got shit to say because we do. We're never at a loss for words when it comes to these topics and pop culture. But anything else before we sign out, gentlemen?
Just please hit like, subscribe to all our stuff. I appreciate it. I put it on social media because that's what I do. I'm trying to get, we have 108. I'm trying to get 110 to 125 viewers on our YouTube channel. So please subscribe. Hit the live shares on the Facebook. Those are good too. We're averaging some good stuff. I'm all about numbers because, I weigh myself every day. I'm all about numbers.
Bubba's all about analytics, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You see that? Thought Bubba's F-bombs were just as they are pretty natural, like breathing air, Craig.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I'm ready to go out of here.
Yeah, same thing Boba said. Just appreciate everybody for tuning in, all the support. Tell everybody, anybody you can get to watch. We appreciate it. I'm glad to do this with you guys. I really enjoyed this episode. This was a lot of fun. Can't wait to do the next one.
You knew your stuff. You knew your shit, man. You had a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like fantasy football with you. Fantasy movie reviews and TV shows with cable.
That's why he does the reviews.
That's why he's here, man.
That's his stick. So
that's his stick.
If I would have just applied that to my schooling, maybe
we all would have been like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that is true. All right, gentlemen, this has been fun. Happy New Year. Next show, we're gonna actually focus on 2022, not 2021.
We're going
Book of Boba Fett double shot.
Yeah, we look forward to hopefully another mega cast here soon as well.
Yeah, hopefully next week, and then I'll do a Brew Crew Steeler review for the last game of the season with the Ravens coming out sometime before the game.
Okay, gentlemen, we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Pickle Rick.